Hi, my name is Bianca Stein, and I'm currently in a depressive episode. So I felt like making a video about this because I was recently having a conversation with a friend who was telling me about, I guess, their experience with symptoms of depression and just how they didn't realize that they were slipping into a bad place until it got really bad. Symptoms for depression look different for everyone, so it's, there's no set in stone way, but I do think it's important to still be aware of what they can look like, so when it pops up in your life, it's not something that you just brush under the rug. So the current depressive phase that I'm in, it kind of has felt like one overarching year of depression. There has been, pieces of highs and lows within it, but overall for a year, I just have been feeling really low. What that's looked like is most of this past year, I've had no motivation, no passion, the things that I normally feel really excited about just don't give me that same feeling. I'm a huge foodie. I'll lose interest in going out to eat, which is one of my favorite things. Like, I love spoiling my taste buds with flavor, and truly that's like one of the saddest things ever when I can't even enjoy that. Like, I'm just there and it just tastes like nothing, and it's numb. It can also look like, creative expression, just feeling pointless. I'll want to be creative, but at the same time, I just feel so hopeless, and I think there's a part of that, like when you're super low, you kind of don't see past today, not necessarily always in a suicidal way, but just sometimes I have a tendency to just not even think that far ahead because that's either too daunting or discouraging or exhausting, and I don't even know how to look at myself that far ahead. Recently, it's kind of transitioned into a lot of crying. I went from just not crying for a year, and then now I'm just like, for the past month, crying about everything. And it'll come really randomly. I'll be fine and laughing and talking, 1 minute, and then suddenly I'm just bawling over something that triggered me, and I just get overwhelmed by this feeling of sadness or unworthiness, or pick a negative emotion, and then that's all I can see, feel, hear, touch. Like, it has swallowed me. It also looks like a lot of negative self-talk. I will just hate everything I do, say, I will just be in my head judging myself for anything and everything. Being around people, being around myself, like, it all just feels scary. Everything feels like it's against me. My paranoia gets really bad. And my paranoia's been really bad this year. Like, I've been getting scared of people I've known for years, like friends or even my own girlfriend. I suddenly don't trust anyone or anything, and I don't know who to turn to because it suddenly feels like everyone's my enemy, even if that's not the truth, but that's what my brain is telling me, and it's hard to differentiate reality from my brain. I tend to blame myself when thoughts go negative because I take it to mean that I haven't been redirecting my thoughts well enough. But the truth is that I feel my cycles no matter how much effort I put into redirecting my thoughts. It's just what my brain does. But I have to constantly deconstruct that and remind myself that doesn't mean that I deserve to feel this way, or that, this is how I'm meant to feel for the rest of my life. It kind of starts to feel like a tug of war in your own mind. For me, I'm really into neuroscience, and I totally believe we are capable of rewiring our brains. So I put a lot of pressure and weight on myself to adjust that and to lean into that belief. But then I'm extra hard on myself whenever I do have a bad day, because I take that to mean oh, I'm messing up. I'm not being, my willpower isn't strong enough, or my you know, neurological pathways are just so weak and yada yada, you know, insert more negative self-talk here. So it just kind of feels like a battle between your thoughts. Your thoughts can be redirected, but when you're so deep in a pain body, you're so deep in the emotion, you can't think your way out of that. Lately I've been returning to just like the simple things of just breathing, taking a bath, taking a shower, especially when you're sad, and that seems like so much effort, even just getting dressed. Taking just like, I don't know, a 5-minute shower is such a simple way to take your power back and also suddenly feel so much more alive. And especially when our energy's low, it can be so hard to take care of ourselves. Even when our energies are high, you know, our attention is so distributed among so many things. I have a tendency to get really swept away in my emotions, and it can be really hard for me to remember how I felt just like a week or two ago. I'll feel great right now and then forget that I was like unable to get out of bed 2 weeks ago. And that's where I can tend to loop too, because I will find myself on a low, feel bad about being low, beat myself up about being low, and then continue that cycle of like being low and hating myself for it. Obviously symptoms look different for everyone. I'd love it if, you know, anyone watching this wanted to go into the comments and share what their symptoms look like, because I think it's important to open this dialogue, especially because we do have this beautiful resource that's the internet, where we can go out and find our own information. On some level, we all deal with varying emotions and energy levels. So of course, you know, we all experience that to some degree. Especially in our culture today, I think we're so used to just denying, or like not making time for things, because you can feel an emotion and it's uncomfortable, and we don't always want to face it because we have other shit going on. We have other things we want to focus on. Who has time to deal with their emotions? I'm currently feeling a little bit lost in my emotions lately. I have to fall back on my routines a lot, because when I fall into these places and these lows, if I don't have that, I get swept away. But I'll look up and it'll be like 2 months later and I'm like, have I been out of it this long? So having a system already in place kind of helps me keep things flowing, so that when, you know, I am ready to move through the depressive cycle, or when my brain is moving past the depressive cycle, I'm not totally trying to catch up. I used to really experience that, where my depression would hit and I would be down for the count for weeks to months, and then I would get hit with some hypomania, and then I'd be like, just trying to make up for lost time. But it would just be this endless cycle of trying to catch up and getting burnt out, and it was ultimately not productive and just exhausting. I hope you were able to glean some insight from this. Please share any of your experiences. I'm always open to have conversations and hear other people's experiences, because I think we're all just beautiful lessons for each other, and we're all here unfolding and trying to figure out this thing called life. And if we can do that with a bit of unity, I think that can make the world a better place. So let's take care of ourselves so we can take care of each other. Bye guys.